Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades. We do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the Finra lawsuits. We're also going to be looking at 3 potential solutions to fix the problem. And we're also going to be looking at Nvidia and 14 AI catalysts that have just been announced. So stay tuned for that. Before we get started, let's have a quick look at what's happening in the market. So first headline here from Fox Business, debt ceiling vote is again coming up this week, which could be huge for the markets especially. And also news with regard to Nvidia's new AI chips. And we're going to be looking at Nvidia as well shortly. We're also going to get jobs report this week, and it's likely to be that employers have added 180,000 jobs, down from the previous 253,000 in April. But the good news is that their jobs are still being added, so that's overall positive. Last week we had a great week in terms of earnings, especially with regard to Nvidia, and this week we're looking at a number of important stocks also reporting, and one of the ones that we will be looking at is ticker symbol CRM. So before we look at the Finra lawsuits, I'm going to give a shout out here to Rare DD, who in response to James Angel's presentation to Congress has presented a speculative slide here. But I think James Angel has for some reason thought that this was an actual claim of the real slide. So first of all, what Rare DD said is, "No worries James, I've located the missing December 5th slide from your Finra advocacy and short seller appreciation." So this was done sarcastically. However, I think James Angel has again failed to understand that this was not an actual claim to be the real slide, but it was more done in a sarcastic way. So I'm not sure what the social skills are of James. He should understand that this was done in humor as well. So what James Angel has said is, "This is a completely fake slide. I did not create or present it. It does not present my views or those of Georgetown University. Anyone who retweets it is recklessly spreading false and defamatory information. You need to remove this tweet and stop your malicious defamation." So a funny response from James there. However, just a quick reminder in terms of my 10 critical mistakes that were shared by James Angel. He's not responded to me, but I would be welcome to get a similar response from James if he believes that I have added any of these in error, and I will be prepared to remove them if he thinks they are false. Let's now have a look at the headline from Investor Turf, and it states here, Finra's facing serious legal issues with multiple lawsuits filed against them. So in terms of what the article is covering, we can see here Finra, which currently has multiple lawsuits against them, and these we know have been filed by Rosa, they've been filed by Richard Hoffman, Hands of Steel, Elaine, and we also know Mark Basile as well. So I believe there are others as well, but these are just some of the ones that we know about. So it states here, another lawsuit was filed on February the 6th, 2023 in the Central District of California, and that is for declaratory relief and security fraud. So West Christian, we know it also where John Bird is saying he is working with him, and they're investigating security and expected to file a lawsuit against Finra. So hopefully that gets announced very, very soon. And at the bottom, we know that the similar thing has also happened with AMC. But if we look at the final part of the article in terms of what is going to happen now. So we know there are multiple lawsuits. We know investors are demanding Finra for open trading for the 2 days to allow the shorts to close their positions and regain their 2 days of trading. So those 2 days of trading should be for closed position only. Investors are asking the community to contact Congress, governors, elected officials on the MMTLP situation. So as far as I'm personally aware, I believe that every single person in Congress knows about MMTLP. They may not be prepared to talk about it publicly, but they are aware that it is a serious problem, and obviously all options currently are open. So it also states here, shareholders are suggesting to Finra to release the blue sheets to the public, or obviously to NextBridge Hydrocarbons. This blue sheet data is also going to include names of individual clients, the amount of shares that were traded, when the transactions occurred. It could also expose the number of counterfeit shares that we believe were there in the trading, and if Finra has got nothing to hide, then they should be transparent and they should release this. So obviously we know they are in the Mark Basile case, they have asked for extra time. So this extra time is for them to come up with a reason why the data should not be released. We know MMTLP is no longer trading anymore, so why is it a problem? Let's now talk about the three possible solutions that the community are talking about. So first of all, with regard to John Berder, he has suggested these two options. So shout out here to Due Diligence for adding the reminder. So according to John Berder, we were looking at, first of all, two options. First one, temporary trading of NextBridge hydrocarbons. However, that should be with closed position only and not normal trading. And second one is settlement either via legal remedy or a tender offer. Now there is a third option that's not being talked about there. However, shout out here to Hands of Steel, who's also stated that he doesn't disagree. He believes MMTLP can be given its own QSIP with SEC oversight. MMTLP is still inside the system of broker-dealers, but just labelled with random QSIP numbers. And what's followed on here in terms of Kit, what Kit has said, as per the December discussion, private companies such as NextBridge Hydrocarbons can be given a QSIP number issued by ABA. ABA is the American Bankers Association, managed by the SEC to help facilitate the clearance and settlement process, i.e. a close-only market, which is what I said earlier. And don't let anyone fool you that NextBridge hydrocarbons need to go public. So it certainly doesn't need to go public. I'm not in favour of it going public, because if it does go public, it will certainly be shorted again, and that is what I think that person called Cromwell, I'm not sure how intelligent he was, but that is something that he was suggesting. So certainly these are something that were obviously discussions that we can talk about, but going forward, all options still open. What now I'd like to do is move on to have a look at Nvidia. So quick reminder in terms of Nvidia in our weekly watch list. This was one of the stocks that we called for earnings. We also called out PANW, BVS, WKEY, amongst a number of other stocks. But let's have a look at the latest news in terms of the announcement this weekend. And there are 14 catalysts that have just been announced. So first of all, let's have a look at these one by one. So number one, Nvidia Ace for Game sparks life into virtual characters with generative AI. So again, there's a link of a news article there. Nvidia brings new generative AI capabilities with groundbreaking performance to 100 million Windows PCs and workstations. We also know here, number three, Nvidia Grace Hopper super chips designed for accelerated generative AI enter full production. Has also announced DGX GH200 AI supercomputer. There's a modular architecture to meet diverse accelerated computer needs and the needs of the world's data centers. Number six, it's just launched an accelerated Ethernet platform for hyperscale generative AI. And it's also bringing advanced autonomy to mobile robots. So that's the first seven. Let's have a look at the next seven. So again, the next announcements here is tapping into industrial automation with Nvidia Metropolis for factories. It's also collaborating with SoftBank Corporation to power SoftBank's next generation data centers. Number 10, WPP partners with NVIDIA to build generative AI enabled content for digital advertising. Number 11, Techman Robot has selected NVIDIA for its optimized automated optical inspection. Number 12, the world's leading electronics manufacturer has just adopted NVIDIA's generative AI to digitalize state-of-the-art factories. 13, from Taipei, NVIDIA CEO unveils generative AI platforms for every industry. And finally, catalyst number 14, the MediaTek partners with NVIDIA to transform automobiles with AI and accelerated computing. So this is a stock that I think is obviously doing exceptionally well. It's probably going to hit a price in excess of $400, I think, in the short term. So certainly a stock that we will continue to watch. And finally, if you'd like to get access to our next weekly watch list, you can join us. Details are in the description below. But quick shout out to the review of last week's weekly watch list. We called out BEVS. That was one of our best calls. That was up in excess of 67% on the week. So congratulations to everybody who got in on that. As you know, we also called out Nvidia. That was up close to 26% on the week. We called out CINT. That was up approximately 27% on the week. LAZR, that was up 13% on the Monday and also closed up 6.4% on the week. WKEY, that was up 40% on the Monday to Wednesday and also closed up 8.7% on the week. So again, important to take profits where you can in some of these stocks. PANW, I already mentioned, that was up 11.5% on the week. Oxy, that closed level. DKS, that was down 1% on the week. FTCH, that was up 15% on the Monday. Again, good opportunity to take profits. Then it closed down 4.6% on the week. ZVSA, that was up 8% on Monday, closed down 17% on the week. So not all calls are successful. MNK up 35% on Tuesday. And then there was a sell-off and closing down 32% on the week. So some of the stocks are certainly high risk and good to take profits. Not all calls were successful, but some of these did exceptionally well. If you'd like to get the next one, you can certainly join us. Details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.